I hate playing with spaghetti. This is an absolute disaster. Good Lord Almighty. I think everything there is connected. Look like fucking shit. Alright, there we go. Finally, our transmission mount can be bolted and not welded. So it's literally been 5 months since we've worked on this car. And I can tell you one thing, I haven't really missed it. Just because it's kind of a slap. But anyway, what we've been doing today, just because we finally got some time rather than working on houses and working on weddings and stuff like that, kind of playing with wiring a little bit, and also getting some stuff finalized so we can actually maybe hear it run inside the car. Now that's kind of sounds like a Honda. It's kind of a far-fetched thing to hope for today, because we probably won't get to it today. But hopefully in the next couple weeks we can actually hear it run in the car, and maybe we can start figuring out drive shaft angles and stuff like that. Now you'll, if you look above me, there's still a hole in the floor, and there's still another hole in the floor over there. Both those need to be redone, as well as this patch panel needs to be, cleaned up and welded in correctly. But I think we've all lost a little bit of ambition towards this car, so we need to at least renew that in a sense where we can hear it run and maybe, just maybe, move it under its own power within the next 2 months, which would be awesome. If it doesn't happen, I guess we'll just have a car sitting inside the garage all winter long again, not doing anything. But I know we all want to see the Coyote run and make sure it has oil pressure, because if it doesn't have oil pressure and we figure that out, it's gonna be a very sad moment, because we got to pull the oil pan and figure out what I don't really know exactly how we're what we're doing, but we're mounting stuff, and boxes there, and stuff's just kind of happening slowly but surely, but it's happening. And the Chevelles are getting rained on and stuff like that. Powered by this M12 battery. M12, cuz. Alright, we got a bunch of stuff in the way.
Oh my god. What are we doing, Sean? We want to see if this puppy is wired up alright.
We're going to try to get the morale going. It's all about morale.
We have all the grounds hooked up inside here. Everything routed. Sort of, just to see if it works.
See how much shit gets stuck in the rotating assembly. Look at that, it's perfect for the airflow there. Okay, so we've got power. There's no fire yet. Here we go. Nothing.
We'll get back to you after these short messages.
So it's been exactly almost 24 hours since we messed with this wagon. And Alex and I both were pondering on the subject of why we didn't have basically any life at all. And kind of that came down to some pretty simple factors. We either didn't have a ground or we didn't have a positive. And we figured out we didn't have either. So, in this menagerie of wiring, as you can tell, there was a ground that was loose. And then there was also a positive that was not hooked up onto the starter, which is the main lug for power for the whole engine. So basically we didn't have anything at all. Now, and then I also had to extend the starter trigger wire. We haven't tried to turn it over yet, and that's going to be for all you guys to watch, because who knows, maybe it'll run away, maybe it'll just explode, or Who knows? We just gotta see if we have oil pressure mainly, since we put that new oil pan on it. Because if we don't have oil pressure, we gotta pull everything back out and basically probably put this in a different car. Because
you're gonna be over it.
So, if this doesn't work and we don't have oil pressure, it's gonna be very sad. We did put oil on it yesterday, so oil has been sitting in the pan all night, almost to the level of where it needs to be, where it's gonna be sitting all the time. So that tells me that it's not leaking on the ground, which is fantastic. And also that we're slow. I don't know, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, yeah, we missed a bunch of shit, like usual. We were kind of getting ahead of ourselves, getting in a hurry. Right now, we're gonna go and put the fuel line on. We're gonna take this one off. They had just running, because the fuel cell was like right here on the pallet. We're gonna run one from basically this hole just for now, because this is where we have this ran to. We'll unplug all that later. But anyway, we'll run this to our fuel tank, see if it primes. The instrument cluster is telling us 25 miles till empty, so which is plenty of fuel for how long we're gonna run it. And it's kind of cool that it's actually reading all that, because at least it's telling us that we have things hooked up right back there.
All of our doors are ajar though.
All of our doors are ajar, our trunk is ajar, which is actually kind of true. The trunk is MIA. Over there, you heard the spiel about that.
Tailgate was a pile of shit.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it was. The electric motor worked, solenoids did not. So what we had to do is change the whole mechanism. So where this now, you can see the window going open. This was all rotted down here. This section, the whole here was all brand new metal. That had to all be put in.
But anyway, we're gonna put that fuel line on it and pray for us, please. I guess here goes nothing. I'm kind of scared. We're on accessory. No fuel priming. Nothing. That must be for. It's touching the header and then trying to start. Oh. The wire's touching the header and then starting the car. What? Balls! So we've been at this all morning and basically now afternoon, and we're having problems where we connected a ground. Well, we actually connected the alternator stud plug. Get out of there! Hey!
To the starter.
To the starter. We didn't have it labeled because it probably fell off within transition from everywhere this poor thing's been. So we f***ed up there. Oh, we ducked up there, and then from that, now we're back to kind of where we were at, where we need to see if it will start. I don't know if this was filmed or not, but we did turn the key, and we did have instrument cluster light up, and we did have action, but we did not have turning over action.
But then after that.
After that, things got really weird. It was like you touch one thing to the negative, and it would try to turn the whole engine over.
Yep. Just start turning over.
Yeah,
especially this guy. If he hit the, let's see if it happens now.
No. See.
Yep.
Once if that was hitting the header, it was grounding out the whole thing. So the power was literally going. This engine was completely 12 volt. So if I would have touched the engine and the frame, I probably would have been electrocuted. So.
Daily driven death traps, man.
Yep, you can't expect any more from us. We're a bunch of slows just trying to make it in this world.
You live and you learn.
Anybody can. I'm telling you, anybody can build something, because if we can do it, you can do it.
Definitely.
With just enough time and effort, anybody can be successful, right, dog? Check where this. Oh my gosh, we primed it. So it might start. I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, me too.
Turn it off. I'm worried, dude. It has oil in the filter. So as, there's oil in the filter, so as long as it's,
picking it up.
Yeah, it has to be picking, if that was wrong, then the oil pump I put back wrong somehow. Even though I didn't uninstall it, but I put it back the same way it was.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We got her to work. And the oil pump works.
Dude. Fuck yes.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Oh,
we're gonna do
chicken.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. I can't believe it.
Dude.
I don't even know
that's
how.
a W. Let's go home.
No, we're going home. That's it. We're done.
Yep.
We're done. We're done.
That's all the good luck we have.
Yeah. We don't know how the fuck we actually got to actually crank over. We have no idea how this cranked over.
Yeah, at
because
first it wasn't.
It was not doing anything at all. And it just randomly, I just was like, I'm going to try this one more time. And then it starts.
And then no oil pressure for a second.
Yeah. And
Do we do it?
Pooping.
Do we do it?
I'm sorry. You just got to send it, bro.
Fuck yes.
I can't believe that. It sounds like.
It sounds
Just
good.
like a Coyote.
Yeah.
Even coming through those tiny little. All right, let's get your car in here to put the headers on it, and then get your so we can get some stuff and things on her.
Yes.
Oh man, we should put it up in the air and at least look at the drive shaft angle. This is exciting now. This is exactly what we need. Like this is exactly what I needed. I needed to hear this in the vehicle, running, and make sure it had oil pressure.
Yes.
I don't know if that's what's on the ground, but oh, it's just coming from that little guy right there. Where the one thing's supposed to go. The dipstick.
Oh,
It's just loose.
Nice.
All the way around is dry though. What's that?
I said there goes the 10mm because it fell off. Yeah, I couldn't even hear you say that.
You couldn't?
No.
Oh, God. That was loud.
We should just leave it like that.
Oh, AJ. Shout out to AJ for cutting his exhaust manifolds off that one time. Coyote Wagon coming sooner than you guys thought.
Just got this plumbed up. Hey!
Ah!
What are you doing?
Ah!
Happy 4th of July!
All right, so it's been a week since you last seen us, once we got running. So now we're doing some finish work. We're actually just chilling doing this. I'm kind of just in a good mood and a decent mood to just kind of just slow down and work on some small shit stuff. And so I'm making some brackets to mount the radiator. Alex is plumbing some fuel lines, plumbing some coolant lines, and mounted up the ECU. Now you'll see that in the video, I'm sure. He'll do a slow-mo or something with it mounted. Now that, I know that's not the right way to do it. It is what it is. It's gonna be how it's gonna be since we're using the original harness. And also the routing of the wiring is as good as it's gonna get for now. Basically because it's been a year and we're tired of it just sitting. Right, Alex?
Yes, sir.
So
Gotta see that thing doing a burnout.
we gotta do something with it. So this week, I'm gonna hopefully take the drive shaft down. We're gonna measure it here in a little bit. We can talk about that if you know, we probably should. We're gonna do that, and then I'll take it down, have that shortened or lengthened and made into 2 or whatever, and then we'll hopefully have a vehicle that can run under its own power after we make sure the brake lines can hold the pressure. So once it can run under its own power, and maybe we get a somewhat of a decent exhaust system on it, we'll take it for a
shove a milk crate or 2 in it and use it as some seats.
Absolutely.
And head out.
We'll do it the way it's meant to be done. We'll strap that milk crate to the floor and strap ourselves to the floor like a video we've seen, and we'll hopefully have a vehicle that can do some gnarly stuff. And then
Nitrous.
oh yeah, that is not going to be used now, because we got another project that just got added to our list. Well, it was a project we already had on the list, but it's
Now
sad.
it's dead.
Now it's dead. The most popular vehicle on the channel is now dead.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. We'll figure out a plan with it. It's gonna be a sad video for us to make, but it's all right. It's gonna turn into something way better than it ever would have been if it wouldn't have done what it did. I'm gonna go pee on a tree. Look at that.
Well, daggone.
That'll work till we change it. Oh. don't judge us how we're building this colder intake. All right, so I know this is kind of one of those subjects where everybody's gonna judge us on our build, and that's just gonna be what it's gonna be. I don't like waiting for Amazon for some reason. I like to get as much done as possible in one day. So here we are. We're making our own colder intake. And I had some wise words from my father.
But wait, we went to AutoZone. And
Oh, yeah.
We also went to
Okay.
Advanced Auto Parts.
That's true.
So,
We got touched on that subject. So, yeah, we went to all those places trying to do the right thing. So just to let you know, here in Iowa, we don't have speed shops galore like you guys in California, Texas, or any other major populated area. We're out here in rural Iowa. We ain't got nothing. We got some cows we could rob the tails off of and maybe tie some ropes and make it work, but we can't. So we had to go to Menards. We saved big money, let me tell you what. So we went to Menards and bought some of these guys. Here's some couplers. Now, you can call them silicone if you really want, but they're not silicone, they're rubber. And we got some of these guys, they're 3-inch couplers. And then we also got, where's our other goodies at here? Oh, here we are. We got elbow. A 90, oh well, I don't know, this might be a 45. Oh, okay. Anyway, so we got this guy to go on here basically. And we got this guy so we can put, here, let me just shove this back in here. So that's gonna go there, and that's literally perfect. Like you can't ask for much better than that. And even if the hood hits it, it goes like that. So
it'll be tightened on there.
it'll be very tight. So then we're gonna have this right here, so we can get our little mass airflow sensor in there. Somehow we're gonna have to cut that to make all that work. Mass airflow sensor pipe, boom, and then we got that guy, some white PVC action here. That's the main reason why everybody's gonna judge it. It's white PVC. Now, most guys will use fiberglass or aluminum. We didn't have that, obviously, here in rural Iowa. So we just are using what we got, and that's what we have for now. Now, I'm not saying that's forever. We might get a carbon fiber pipe, or black carbon fiber pipe, right, Alex?
Yes, Sean.
Yes, Sean. All right. Wrap. So, we looked all this up. That is, the melting point of that is 212 degrees
To
all the way
500.
to 500. And if this gets up to 500 degrees, this baby's on fire, and it's over anyway. So, by the time this melts down to nothing, basically we'll still have a PVC pipe. So for all of you guys that are judging right now about us using a PVC pipe to make a colder intake, you guys can just
go back to your speed shops and spend more money than
go
us.
spend some money. Yeah. So we've got like $50 wrapped up in this.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not even kidding.
And my cold air intake on my Mustang was $450.
Oh yeah. So if you guys want to go spend that much money, and obviously if you're doing a Coyote swap, you're probably going to want to do that because you already have a bunch of money into it. But here we are, per usual, doing our own thing. We're going to do this our way, and I guess you'll see it when it's done. But it's going to be pretty neat. Let me tell you what. It's going to come out the snoot, the eyeball. Cheapest colder intake on the market. Here we are, Menards. We'll let you guys know how this works over time, because the only thing I'm worried about is this stuff closing up after being sucked, like when I was almost being sucked on. When it has so much suction against it 24/7, because it might, go to poo-poo. You never know. Silicone is flimsier than this rubber, and this holds 60 pounds of pressure. So if I could blow 60 pounds of air, this would blow up. But we're sucking, and I don't think these suck 60 foot-pounds of air.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but all the suction should be coming out this little guy, and it shouldn't be sucking at all anyway, because it's getting enough air blown in there, unless it's idling. So, that being said, this might make some neat noises. It has been a very long but successful day. Well, not really that long. We spent like 3 hours trying to go eat. What did we accomplish today? We accomplished a lot. We got the radiator all tucked away. All the coolant lines are basically ran, other than coupling two together. We got the overflow all, plumbed in. We got the transmission basically all plumbed in too. It's zip tied up for now until we figure out what we want to do for a front splitter. So we'll work just fine for as long as we need it to work. Well, I nicked a bunch of wires, so that took about an hour to fix. And then we just got done measuring our drive shaft. Now this drive shaft is going to be kind of a mess. I don't know if we're going to have to keep this carrier bearing, and then they're just going to weld a longer shaft onto here, and then we'll have to make a mount for the carrier bearing, because the carrier bearing kind of lets it do whatever it needs to do, which is kind of nice for our application, because we can't with this is not a slip yoke. This doesn't work like an old small block Chevy, Ford, Mopar, whatever. This doesn't give you any give at all. So if we were to hit a bump and this live axle goes forward at all, you're breaking your transmission or something, or hopefully your drive shaft. So we're gonna let them do the thinking on that, and we'll just mount it. So if we have to cut a big piece out of the body and mount a big 2x4 piece of steel from frame to frame, that's just what we're gonna have to do, and we're gonna have to bolt that up. It won't be that hard. It'll just, you know, suck to have to cut the floor out and do all that stuff. But, you know, that's just in the name of glory. That being said, I think this is gonna be, I think we're gonna do this little filler episode between now and this first little go around on the road. The first little on the road clip. We still, oh yeah, gosh, we didn't even show them the best part. Oh, well, we did show them. We've seen the first part of it. Here's the finished product. This isn't carbon fiber yet like it's gonna be. But we do have our fourth headlight installed. This is the look we kind of wanted. If we had both of them, if we had a double, that'd be really neat. That'd be symbolistic of the old Galaxies of old, but don't think that's gonna happen, because I don't feel like cutting more out of the radiator support than we need to, since we already did that. We also actually cut our hood, so our hood's gonna fit now until the Boss 302 Manny. So we'll probably get some miles on the way it is right now until we can actually, you know, make sure that all like the tune's good, everything's good. Then we'll probably throw the Manny on, call Palm Beach, have them send us some down and tune, and maybe we'll even have some, maybe we'll do a loping tune. I don't know. These darn Arcaders. Yeah, we've got a whole floor of wiring that we need to somehow figure out how we're gonna make look
gone.
Make look gone. Luckily, we're gonna have a center console. This in here doesn't look actually that bad, as I thought it was going to. And basically, we can kind of run this the way it's going to be, because the amount people are going to be looking inside this engine bay. Well, people are going to be looking inside the engine bay, don't get me wrong. And if they see a Coyote Swap, that's going to kind of take their mind off of how much spaghetti is in here. But you can't really take someone's mind off a carpet that's this much higher. So maybe we'll make a little, I don't know, maybe we'll make a custom little tube and have it all running back there. But, and a lot of this that's right in the front here needs to go underneath the dash somehow, or in the center console. There's a lot of stuff there, boys and girls, a lot of stuff. So we're gonna be having a headache there. Well, you'll see us have the headache and overcome the headache, hopefully. As of right now, it's looking mighty fine. She sounds mighty fine too. Maybe next time you see us, we'll have an exhaust. We'll finish up the exhaust on on the road. We will have a console, somewhat a skeleton console. And we'll also have some other stuff and things done, hopefully. Please like and subscribe for more Coyote Wagon, and soon to be the next venture in our channel. The most extreme thing we're probably gonna do yet. Well, this was pretty extreme, but that is extreme as that. More extreme.